So now with part two, we're going to talk about a little bit about the actual play itself, Macbeth, because it's important to kind of talk about the major characters, the plot, and how these things are transpiring before you even read the play. Shakespeare's play is written in Elizabethan English. Some people will say, oh, it's written in Old English. It's not. Old English, you wouldn't even understand. Shakespearean or Elizabethan English is a little bit more digestible, but also a little bit tough. So I wanted to go through some of the major points so that you can understand how this fits in with Shakespeare's idea of a tragedy. So the first thing that I want you to think about is that Shakespeare's going to use something called indirect characterization. So not direct characterization, but through Macbeth's just general personality traits, through his speeches, his actions, his appearance, Shakespeare's going to build the type of man that Macbeth is, because he wants you to see him as virtuous. He wants you to see him as a good guy. He's going to have a conversation between, or there's going to be a conversation between a military captain and this other character, King Duncan, where they're talking about Macbeth being brave, honorable, loyal, all the things that a king would want in one of his men. At that point, the captain describes a particular battle that was happening where Macbeth was unbelievably brave. That he fought his way through so many people to go and try to get to this guy, MacDonald, which clearly shows that Macbeth was willing to risk everything for his loyalty to Scotland, which is an important characteristic. But at the same time, the account also makes us think that Macbeth has the potential for some brutality, right? Like if you're willing to do that for this idea of loyalty to your king, Shakespeare also wants it to foreshadow, that means hint at something in the future, his own internal struggle when he then, and spoiler alert, he's going to contemplate his own king, King Duncan's murder. Finally, when we're thinking about going, back to the Thane of Cawdor, Macbeth's decision not to kill, even though he did all of this fighting to get to him, but instead capture him on the battlefield, actually demonstrates his respect and loyalty towards King Duncan's authority. So that's all we're going to do for today in terms of, or for this lecture in terms of Macbeth. But there is a part 3 so that you can find out what happens next.